Welcome to 4 Brookbank Street, home of the Raven Syndicate. We're going to be taking you all on a tour of our Kinhall this morning, talking about the various aspects of the housing system. This is the LOTRO version of the Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Housing, the series that I've been doing here on my channel over the past month or so, covering housing in different games from, say, EverQuest 2 to Star Wars: Old Republic, or here in Lord of the Rings Online. So if you're someone who enjoys housing, even if it's just on like a casual basis to do decorations and stuff, well, you're gonna like this video because we're gonna get into a lot of stuff. Now, I am not an advanced housing expert here. I'm just a person. I mean, you can see the outside of our Kinhall. We still haven't put anything fancy over here. We haven't gotten into like the high-end premium housing in Rohan or Gondor or anywhere like that. This is just the ordinary, average, everyday stuff that new players would have access to. So I'm going to show you our kinship, then I'm going to show you my personal space, and then we're going to talk about how you can get started on your own home in Lord of the Rings Online as well. If this is your first time tuning in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update, whether it's the next LOTRO video or one of the live streams. And we do streams pretty much every single day as long as the internet gods are allowing us to continue, because we do live in the backwoods. And anyway, hopefully you guys enjoy. Let's go ahead and get on inside and take a look at our Kinhall. Alright, so coming in right away, that was a weird looking animation. We have our portrait of Narmalith. We have the above weathertop painting. We have dwarf make bench, big black bear trophy, large bear skin, the turn back sign, and one of my personal favorites. Now, I'm still a long way away from finishing this, but I have done a few tiers of Bingo Boffin's journeys, and one of the things I love about it is you can turn it in for this hat rack that starts off with just one hat, and then you get a second hat, and then you earn a third hat, and they're all sorts of interesting hats. Does it tell me who they are? The hat rack is home to Bingo's Sun Hat, Tom Bombadil's hat, and the hat of the treasure seeker Theodore Gorse. So it actually tells you which hats are on the rack, and you can get more and more hats as you go along. Also, one of the reasons I love Bingo Boffin's questline is because you get these maps for each of the areas that he's cleared. So he started off in the Shire, right? So that's his route through the Shire, and then he went to the Bree-land, and that's the route we took through the Bree-land, and then that's the route we took through the Lone Lands, and that's the route we took through the Trollshaws. Right now I'm in Misty Mountains with him, and there's a portrait of the Great Company, the Dúnedain, the statue of Candy. So I mean, we got some cool stuff in here, not a lot. Also, that was a piece of custom music. My brother likes fishing, so all the fish trophies are him. You should see his house. He has so many fish trophies in his house. It's hilarious. Like, he likes fishing in real life, so he likes fishing in game. And his personal house, yeah. I love this painting, by the way. The Watchful Warg. Very well done. I think I crafted that breakfast table, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. These are just some items we placed in here. Go down in here. Oh, this is one of the things we're really proud of as well. The destroyed model of Minas Tirith. That was not cheap. I think my brother has the regular one in his home in the basement. And then here's our academics table. So on and so forth. Go down here, check this out. The reason I'm running you through here is to show you what a very simple sort of beginner's look. Oh, I guess the intact model's over in this room. I thought one of them was in his house. Now we've got a little reading. Bilbo's recommended reading. I wonder what that red book might be. Alright, so that's essentially what a basic kinship hall can look like. But now we're going to go, oh, by the way, the map of Moria. Very cool. We're going to go over to my personal home. Well, I guess before we go, we should talk about a couple of things while we're in here. One of which is that custom music that you just heard that ended. Now, the music is on a loop, but one of the interesting things about housing in Lord of the Rings Online is that you can come in here and do crazy things with the music of your home, the floor and wall texturing, the materials that are used, so on and so forth. So let's get into that. Let's talk about how that works. So over here on your mini map on the top right, you're going to have this decoration mode button. So just toggle that, and it's going to bring you into the decoration mode for Lord of the Rings Online. And you're immediately going to start to see these things. Well, what are these? Well, if you're familiar with the hook system that games like Star Wars: The Old Republic use, Lord of the Rings Online uses a hook system for decorations, which means this would be a... Here, these are empty ones. This is a wall hook. So if I right-click on this, I can. It tells me what things are allowed. Wall categories are allowed. And then if I had something in my inventory that was a wall decoration, I could drag it there and use it. Now, I'm full of ingredients right now, so I don't have anything at the moment. But that's essentially what that means. So you have walls, you have furnitures, you have floors, so on and so forth, ceiling, etc. I don't want to do a painting because they're a real pain in the butt to resituate. But let's take this fishmonger's crate. And what I don't know is, aha! So when you right click on it, it's going to show you what node it belongs to. So I had originally put this in this node, but then I just moved it over using the sliders so that it appears as though it's something different. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's just reset all these. Notice that fishmonger's crate comes back over to the slot that it originally was designed to. So I can pick that up, put it in my inventory, right? I will drag that over. Now it's no longer there. Okay, so this is what I was getting at. You find an appropriate hook. You say, what could fit in there? Furniture? I have a piece of furniture. I'm going to drag that piece of furniture over here into the hot slot. Drop it down. Now it's going to appear there on the floor, right? I'm going to shut our inventory down. And you've got this menu right here, which you can do what you want with. Put it where you want. Everything starts off in the center. But these are all different things. This is your rotation, this is your x-axis translation, your y-axis translation, your z-axis translation. So where in the house are these things located? So this rotates it as so. This moves it that way or that way. This moves it that way or that way. And this moves it up or down. Like so. So you could put this on top of a table as an example. Bring it up. I don't know if it can reach all the way over here. Oh, it totally can. So, it's not going to be perfect. But we want to put it on top of this something like this. Now, I need the rotation to be different. So actually I want to bring it back the other way. Yeah, something like this, because I want it to sit on the edge of the table, right? So that's that. Turned it around. Now I want to drop it down a little bit. Can I do one more? That's in the table. That's almost on the table. There is a very slight gap there, which I don't know how many people would actually notice. So we're gonna do something else here. We're gonna bring it off the table just a little bit, which would be this the other direction. Ah! Too far, too far. Kind of like it was placed there, but haphazardly, you know, sort of like so. Once we're ready to place it, we click the save button. And now it will appear there. So then if I just want to look at things after they've been placed, I turn off the decoration mode. Oops. And now you see the fishmonger's crate as it would normally be. Now, no one's probably going to go looking for that space because they're mostly going to be looking down like this. So I don't think that anyone will notice that. So that's a good way to decorate it. We also, however, have music. and there's also other things, not just music. So over here in this corner, and it's going to be slightly different for every home, so just you want to look for this little collection of things here when you're in decoration mode. One is the floor surface, one is the wall surface, one is the floor color, one is the wall color, and one is ambient music. So we can actually go in here and it's the same hook system where the Hills of the Shire theme song is something that I have put in here, and it's a collection of the 3 Hobbit music pieces which you currently hear on rotation. And then you would save that, and then it's going to rotate those songs whenever you're in your home. Now, you can get lots of different music tracks out there. You don't have to only have the one style. So as you collect these, your favorite music tracks can become your home tracks as well. Now there's also different types of floor surfacing. So in this case, I'm using, in this room, I'm using small cut stone floor, which is what you see here. As far as the coloring goes, I don't have a current anything in here as I like the additional coloring. And as far as the wall coloring goes, we're using olive wall paint. Okay. That is essentially what that means. Oh, and wall surface we're using the Rohirrim paneled wall, for those who want to know. Now there are dozens of wall surfaces, floor surfaces, and colors that you can collect and choose from in the game. So don't feel like you have to use the same combination that I use, but you totally can. There are just lots of, since it's a beginner's guide, we're not going to go into the advanced components of this, but suffice to say, there are lots of different world NPCs that you can find in your journeys who sell various types of floor surfaces, wall surfaces, colorings, etc., and ambient music and all those good things. So that's how you change it. And if I remember correctly, I have to look around here. Here it is. So it's per like section of the home. So this one covers this section, right? And then you come over here, and this is kind of technically a different section. So you could do different things over here. Now we chose to just keep it all the same for the sake of continuity, but you can come in here and do different sections of the home with different interior decorations. I'm trying to see if there's one more down here. I think there's only the 2. Anyway, that is how you handle the hooks and decorations and the extra stuff like the music and the way the interior looks apart from the base. Now, this is the Kinhall, which other people have worked on. Mostly my brother. We'll turn this off really quick. So a lot of the credit goes to other people. My brother definitely spent a lot of time in here. I spent a significant amount of time in here, but as you can see, it's still quite open and barren, which is why this is the beginner's guide, because compared to some of the people in our kinship, yeah, there are other people who have some pretty amazing houses. Misha's character, as an example, her home in Rohan is probably the coolest thing I've ever seen. And I know I've got some streams where I showed her stuff off because we were in her house during streams. But man, like if you want to have a really cool house, you can totally have a really cool house. It's pretty awesome when you go in and visit other people's things and see what they've done. Some people have done some really cool things with all of the options available to them. So let's talk about my personal home real quick. We are going to talk, don't forget, we are going to talk about how do you get your own home in this video. But first we're doing the sort of tour and walkthrough of what everything can look like. You know, what's it like. So travel to personal house next. And we'll go take a look at my personal home. Before we do, I was taking a chug of coffee. One of the other things to pay attention to whenever you're on a property is the decoration mode is, you know, also for outside. I almost forgot to do the outside decoration mode. There's definitely a decoration mode for the outside as well. So you can have yard items, a limited amount of hooks, so you can do different things with them. Same system here. You just right click and then you can move it around, do whatever you need to do with the things that you have. There's also another button down over here next to the decoration mode, and that's the housing management, which allows you to see the home that you have, the location of your home, the upkeep cost, the initial cost, how much money you currently have, how many interior decoration hooks and exterior hooks it has, and the shared storage. I can then go into the housing upkeep, and I can go ahead and pay the upkeep for how I think there's a maximum um, that you can push it out, but you can lockout date would be November. So I mean, I've just paid the rent until November essentially. And then as far as permissions go, you can set up permissions for all the different people. Notice that the music is completely different outside because we're on the default track for what they have out here. But that's basic housing management 101 and the outside hooks. Alright, so this is my personal home here in the Shire. One Pleasant Street, home of Donovan. Now this is my place. I chose this place right here. If you look at the map, it's right here on Pleasant. Is it Pleasant Street? Yeah, because in front of me are the mounts. So it's a pretty location. I'm right there tucked up against the hill. I got a hobbit hole, but I'm also looking out sort of like over the town square here with that weeping willow and everything else. And right down there are the mounts. So it's a great way to fast travel around the world when you can just step out your door and have a mount. So same thing here. Matter of fact, while I'm here, I need to go ahead and pay my upkeep. And here you can see I can set up permissions. So I have who can come into my home. And you can set people up individually as well, like my brother Idrador and LOTRO, who's one of his real life school friends. Like they have access to visit. You can make these public if you want. Let's go ahead and go inside. My home is very bare, very simple. Just the first few things I do have some fish trophies in here. These are not my trophies, by the way. These are my brother's trophies that he had excess of. And so he's like, here, take these, put them in your home. I don't fish in this game. I have fish trophies nevertheless because my brother likes to go fishing. His house has way more. And then I have bookshelves and things. So this is like a little spare bedroom with chests in it, Yule fireplace, some little things here. And then this is my actual bedroom. So my wooden chair, an academic's table, bare rug, simple bookshelf, simple rounded bed, simple table. These are all things that you're going to get as a new player just through questing and finding the very basic vendors that you can buy things from in the housing areas. So anyway, couple of tours of basic starter homes, nothing fancy. From here, let's actually go do a walkthrough of how do you get set up with your first house, and we'll walk you through that process. We're going to log over to a different character now. Hey everyone, Renfail here with the commercial part of the video where I say, hey, if you like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. And thanks to all of our supporters here on YouTube and over on Patreon, our highest members, our guild champions, Crazy Relative, Remy D here on YouTube. And don't forget, if you want to support, it's really easy. You can do the memberships below, the Adventurers Guild, 3 different tiers. There's also the super thanks on any uploaded video or YouTube short that you find. There's also, of course, the super chats and stickers that you could do on any live stream or premiere, and the Patreon page if you want to dive into the fantasy world that I have with my brother and my wife, which is a tabletop game, a point-and-click adventure game, and a fantasy book series. All are great ways to keep this channel going and me going full-time. Thanks again for those of you who support. Let's get back to the video that you're watching now. Alright folks, we are here in Bree-land, here in Ered Luin. If you don't know where that is, you can bring up the Ered Luin map, and you'll notice down here on sort of the bottom right, not complete bottom right, but up here. You'll see the Fallowthorn Homesteads in the bottom right. We're going to be going there in a minute. Also, the new zone that got added last year, the Yonder Shire is right over here. Linden is south, right? Not Linden, sorry. It looks like Linden, doesn't it? That's hilarious. Anyway, we're in Bree-land, and up here is the housing person in front of us, Bedenas. Now, they're going to have two different quests, and everybody gets these quests at level 15. It's going to be different for everybody which quest you get, because it's going to depend on where you started. This is the one for Ered Luin. There's one for the Shire. There's one for Bree-land. There's one for all the starting areas, so that once you hit 15, you're prompted. Also, Thorin's Gate area. You're going to be prompted to go get a house. And there are 4 basic housing areas. There's the ones in Bree, which are human-based. There's the ones in the Shire, which are hobbit-based. There's the ones in Thorin's Hall area, which are dwarven-based. And then there's these ones in Ered Luin, which are the elvish style. So depending on which style you want, you can have a home in any of those. So pick one at your leisure. I'm just showing you the walkthrough for the Elven area since it was easy for me to get back here. So we talked to Bedenas. She's going to have 2 quests here. One is building your homestead, and this word's going to change depending on where you're being sent. So she's prompting me that she's got an order for fine woods that I need carried immediately to confirm the time of delivery. Take this to Barkshire. Okay, we can do that. And then this lady,
Melon, will you stay a moment?
you know about the elves in Middle-earth, and our presence has dwindled, but we have found it necessary to raise a new neighborhood to accommodate those who are making the journey. So this is all about going to one of the housing districts. And we're looking for the same NPC, Barkshire. Okay? Alright, and in the case of Ered Luin, we're looking for right over here down the road at the Fallowthorn Homesteads. Now, I might have the house. I might have the horse over there already. I can't remember.
Hail, friend, and well met.
Oh, yep, we totally. We don't want to swift travel though. We just want to travel over to the. Actually, I think it just deposits us outside. About to find out. I'll test this for you. If you don't have the fast travel, just take the slow travel. It's not that far down the road. Here we are at the entrance, and you want to turn around real quick, because the NPC you're looking for is right here. It's going to be slightly different depending on where you are, but all of these housing areas will have like a milestone out front and an NPC to talk to who is the housing broker, right? So we'll talk to him, or in this case, her. Building the homestead, we're going to turn this in.
Greetings to you.
Okay. We're going to turn in the homesteads of Area
Make of Annen.
Now, she says here, this is some good stuff here. The shipwrights have made ready the white ships to depart to the west, but for many who are here, the wait will still be a long one. We've built new villages along the river's edge where people may wait until the day of their departure. Please enter our fair community and see if there's anything within the wall that might suit you, be it for a short while or for a long time to come. Now, from here, we go straight into buying a home, right? We don't want to do that quite yet. The reason is this, because we need to go around in the neighborhood and see which ones we like. You could do this first, I suppose. Either way, the big thing is they prompted you to tour the neighborhood, and you should tour the neighborhood because that's going to give you an idea of the houses available. Now, when you come over to the actual homestead listing, there's all these neighborhoods that are listed, and there's these numbers that are here. What do these mean? Well, if you hover over it, that means that there are 15 standard houses, 2 deluxe houses, and 0 kinship houses available in this district. And it shows you the price for each of these. However, it doesn't show you the actual place. So in order to do that, you would need to go tour. So if you want to pick a neighborhood that has the least amount of people, that way you have the maximum amount of opportunity to buy what you want. Since you're just getting going, it's not a bad idea to start with something that has a high number of available standard houses, because that's really all you're going to be able to afford as a new player. So let's go ahead and pick the Amangorn homestead. That's the one we want to go into, right? So Amangorn. So we're going to go over here to the door really quick, and that's going to allow us to pick the instance that we want to go into. We just need to remember that name. All right. Amangorn? I think that was it. I even forgot it already. Click enter. Hopefully that was the right one. And now you're inside the neighborhood. You can open up your map. You're immediately going to see this housing area laid out. And it's going to be different depending on whether you're in Bree, the Shire, or Thorn's Hall area. But essentially, this is the housing area, and all around me are different plots of land that can be picked. Matter of fact, you can even see them on the map. They're these brown structures. These are all homes, essentially. Okay, we're going to run up here. We're going to talk to Barthavron, the housing furnisher. We're going to say, hey, buddy.
Megovanen.
Hi, it's good to know Barthavron has completed my order. Alright, and now we can talk to him. What's he got?
Swilad Melon.
Well, he's got
Yeah,
some
be of
basic
service.
music, some basic paint, some basic types of items to buy for your home, and decorations, and outdoor decorations, and paintings, and I mean all sorts of different stuff. So this is what I was getting at in terms of getting going, buying items for your home. You're gonna right off the bat, you're gonna find people that have things for you to place in your home. It's that simple. So knowing now where that person is, we could go, okay, well, let's go find a home really quick. Let's just take off. Let's go back up here. We're gonna pick a direction. We're going to go look and see if there's anything available. Excuse me. So I can't really get down there the way I want to. So let's go this way. So when you see this, when you see a for sale sign, it means that place is available. That one's taken. That's nice. That one's for sale. How much money do I have, by the way? Where the heck do I see how much money I have? I always forget that. Ah, there we go. Oh, I got plenty of gold. All right. That's a 2-bedroom. See, now I'm on the prowl. This looks really cute right here. Not gonna lie, that might be my home. 9 Haven Way. Oh, the backyard has a little... Oh my god, and there's a gazebo. Oh, sold. So, once you've found the place you want to buy, you're going to click the for sale sign in front of the home. And it's going to bring up this window, which is going to tell you how much the house costs, what the upkeep is, how much money you have, and how many interior decoration hooks and exterior hooks it has. So this is a deluxe house. I like it. I don't even need to tour it. However, if you wanted to tour it, you come up here and click on the door, right-click it, and run on inside. Question is it going to stick me outside in the same instance? I hope so. And you could tour the home and see what it looks like. So if you aren't sure if you want to make this purchase, you would come look first, but I'm loving it. That's really cool. So right out of the gate, we have that little tower with a bedroom up top. Same thing on the other side, or is it different? Nope, it's a little cubby over on the other side. And then right here you have this. Okay. Okay. So no basement, but just a basic 2-bedroom structure. All right, I could dig it with that going up. Does this take me out in the same instance? Hopefully it does. Yes. All right. We're buying this home. So we've toured it. Now we're going to buy it. And then I'm immediately going to go into my housing management mode, and I'm going to pay the upkeep as far out as I can, assuming I have the money. That way I don't have to think about it. I now have a home, and I can now go about decorating it in any way that I see fit. Also notice on my hotbar popped up this ability, travel to personal home, so I now have an additional way to get back to here. And then if I need to take a ride out, just over here is the stables, so I can just run straight over here. Ninehaven Way, home of Renville. The horses should be just over that rise. Yep, right there. There are the horses. So it's not a very far run. But here's what sold me: the river out back, the little creek out back, and the gazebo. Like, I literally can walk out my back door, and we can have picnics and parties. Like, there's a ton of roleplay potential for this character's house now. So, yeah. Anyway, there's one right available next to me if you want to come get it. Come on, chop chop, neighbors. Won't you be my neighbor? Anyway, now Ninehaven Way is the home of Renville, and I have walked you through the process of buying your first home on Lord of the Rings Online. Choosing a neighborhood, we've covered the touring process, the management process, the decoration process, and you've toured a home and a Kinhall. So, like all those things, if you did like it, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Stick around for the next live stream or video in the LOTRO series, and thanks to everyone for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Happy gaming.